Hey, I'm Stefan Kesting from Self-Defense Tutorials. It's Richie Yip in Fighting.ca and also the Precision Kickboxing Masterclass. Richie, something you said a lot in the Masterclass and something that I've heard you say to your students over and over is protect your neck. When we're in a fighting stance, you want to protect your neck. Can you show us what you mean, and then I'm going to try and poke some holes in that.
Certainly. So when we talk about fight stance, Stefan, there's so many different ways to stand and fight. And it's which works really, really great in in early 80s martial arts movies, right? However, generally, you want to focus on protecting your neck.
Okay.
And if you just protect your neck, if you just focus on that, then everything else becomes immaterial. Like, if I'm protecting my neck, note how I will naturally drop my chin. If I'm focused on protecting my neck, I will naturally have my shoulders curled forward. If I'm protecting my neck, I will then just have my hands up. And everybody who tries to argue about, well, you should have your hands like this, you should have your hands like this, you should have your hands like this.
They're all protecting their neck.
They are all protecting.
So there's no neck here. There's no neck here.
For sure. And the main reason that you want to protect your neck is that I don't care how tough you are, you cannot take a punch to the neck. There's no way that you can survive that. So absolutely, you need to go and protect your neck and just focus on that, especially if you're a beginner.
I mean, if you're a high-level boxer and you rope a dope all day long, that's different.
That's totally different, for sure. High-level athletes can break the rules. Right?
So now the most common but question when you're there protecting your neck is, what about your face? What about your jaw? You're here, you're dropping your face. The classic answer, I would just uppercut him in the face.
Well, of course, right? So the thing is that there's no way that I can make the most vulnerable part of my anatomy, my face, like our cheekbones, they're like eggshells. There's no way that I could just make that disappear. And there's no way that I can make this any harder. So what I want to try and do is I want to minimize the damage. And so see how there's so much surface for you to hit. And if I was fighting the camera, do you see how I want to make it so that way you can see as little of my face as possible, right? With being reasonable, like I'm not going to go and just like hide my face entirely, right? So I need to go and I need to minimize risk. Here. So absolutely, when I'm here, I'm absolutely open to the uppercut. But regardless of how I stand, if I'm in front of you, you're going to be open to something. Until I'm in my car driving away from you, I'm not safe from you attacking me.
This is self-defense tutorials. In your car driving over you.
Oh yeah, even better. Right? I'm totally safe then. Right? So you want to go and just understand that there's always inherent risks, but I want to minimize them. And by protecting my neck, that really does that.
So from a self-defense perspective, would you argue that protecting the neck is more important than protecting the groin? We have this magic of the groin strike being the one kick fight ender.
And absolutely, and for sure, that is a target that a lot of people will attack. The number one thing that people will attack is the face, it's the head, it's like, I want to attack you. When I look at you, I see you, I see your head, I see your face. Your face is what I want to attack, right? So right away, that's what I want to protect, and it's one of those things that is very natural, right? It's like I want to protect my face, right? So we want to take that natural ability for me to go and protect my face, and just make it so that way it's a little bit more functional. Right, so that way I can cycle into counter fighting and still be able to protect myself.
Well, I like that point about this being instinctive. Unfortunately, this is also instinctive. If I see a big punch coming, sometimes you see this.
Sure.
And that doesn't set you up for anything.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't. Right?
It's amazing the number of fights you see. Like 8 times out of 10, it's going to be here if I'm right-handed, with my dominant hand, and throw the big giant haymaker.
Sure.
I mean, there are other attacks. Sometimes people try and kick, sometimes people try and hook, sometimes they'll punch with their non-dominant hand. But most of the time, it's 2 guys trading the big right hand.
Absolutely.
And if I land anywhere here or on the jaw or on the temple, these are all like knockout areas.
Oh, absolutely. So I just want to go and minimize that as best I can, and that's really the key thing.
So protecting your neck.
Simple and effective.